Hello, YouTube. Welcome to Market Watch. It is that time of the week where we get to discuss the Digimon trading card game market. There's only 3 times of the week you should be watching the Market Watch. Monday when I upload it, Thursday when I upload it, and now Saturday when I upload it. It's a beautiful thing. You should definitely keep that in your calendar, on your alarm list, or however you want to do things. Like subscribing and ringing that notification bell. That's very important. Yes, indeed. So let's dive right in and talk about the Digimon market, where BT15 is next week. Pre-releases are starting, and we're all preparing for the future, obviously, because EX5 is a dead format. And forewarning today, I had a day today. I'm a little spicy today. I'm feeling a little. You know how sometimes they add a little bit of extra pepper to give that little extra kick, so to speak. I'm a little spicy today. So if I say a few things that are, whatever, just go roll with the punches. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. It's all in fun and good spirits. Copium, hopium. All right. So, like tradition, we start with the Omnimons, where this one seems to have settled back at 160. This one's going up. All to rest, it is going up. So if you have some to sell, it's a good time to do it. And the rest is kind of just doing what they do. Nothing too crazy going on here. Alrighty. Lottery card Metal Garurumon is starting to really fall in price. Both of them are. Trying to sell at 125, trying to lower the market there. And this one is trying to sell for 110. And just, they'll just confirm sales for even less than that, right? So yeah, a card that you barely play in Metal Garurumon, maybe 2 copies at most, unless you're crazy. There's no surprises to me this is going down in price, especially with 2 lottery cards to choose from. I'm sure they'll keep going down in price more and more. Levimon has taken hold by far now, the most expensive non-lottery card in EX5. Has been going up. Now, yesterday night it hit around here. Around here is where it hit. As you can see, people listed some for a lot cheaper, and they sold pretty much right away. So I'm not super surprised to see that this is where the card is right now. I'm going to share with you a funny story, just because I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood. There was this individual on Facebook, on the main 2020 group, that was all like, oh, Mario was wrong about buying the pre-sales, and I bought them at 25 each before the set came out, and oh, look at me go, woo. The really strong keyboard warrior that wouldn't ever say that in front of my face, because he's a coward. I would say these things to your face. But anyway, when the pre-sales started, we're going to talk about this a little bit closer really soon, but when pre-sales started, this was $40. Now, sure, you could have got them cheaper, absolutely. But there were people that were selling Altart Leviamons on Facebook Marketplace and such in the low 20s. You could have saved even more money by waiting till the set came out, which of course is what most people should do. And you would have saved a little bit more money beyond $25. The moral of the story is not to religiously go by TCG Player, because don't forget, I'm in Canada, eh? I cannot just go on TCG Player and buy things. If I were to switch my filter to Canada real quick, watch what happens. Unless these are all Canadian sellers, it just... Look at that. No, you can't buy. You just can't buy, right? So unfortunately, us Canadians just kind of get fucked, so to speak. But that's okay. That's the world we live in, Canada, eh? And yeah. My point of the story with this here, and with this card, this card, yep. Pre-sales are obviously starting right now. Now, there's no way in hell this card is worth $50. However, I would like to bring a conversation point to your attention, and that is there are technically 3 secret rares in the set, because we're getting the LMO1 cards in BT15, which means we have Apoclymon, we have this card, and we also have Quantumon. Now, we haven't had 3 secret rares in a set since BT4. It does divvy up the value of the secrets and make it a little more expensive, because technically they're harder to pull. But I want you guys to be aware, first of all, you can pull an alternate art version of this card. Second of all, $50 is way too much for this card. It will drop. So do not spend $50 on it. If you want to wait till the Thursday of and get it cheaper than it is right now, you'll be able to do that. But or you can wait till the Friday when it comes out and get even cheaper. That's kind of the moral of the story, why I brought this up in the first place. Don't crack at the pre-sales just because you think it's going to go up in the future. Because cards are like stocks a lot of times. Sometimes they do go up. This Leviamon is not the reason that Leviamon is super good in BT15. That's due to Leviamon X. Now, hype is here because come after the March 1st ban list, the viability of this deck shoots through the roof. And that's why this card's going crazy right now. And also people are thinking, throwing the Garurumon engine right now, you can put Leviamon in Ultimate Cup. I guess that's something you can do if you're really feeling that lifestyle. I wouldn't do that personally, but someone will, or some people will, and they'll top with it, and whatever, maybe, okay. Anyway, don't buy the pre-sales. That is the moral of the story, and buy educated. Stay educated, and save your money where you can. Imagine all the Dunkin' Donuts you can buy by not buying this card right now and buying it when the set comes out. The money you save, that gets you quite a lot of Dunkin' Donuts, which to me is incentive for sure. Now we have X-Anti Protoform, who seems to be on the downturn. There were some really cheap listings going for this. It is going down right now. Metalmon Alternate Art is also going down. I think this price is a steal. From my humble opinion, and there's a lot of them out there, so this card's not going to go for a while. I think $5, $6 for this card is a steal for what this card can do. So, I don't know. Consider that with what you will. Let's talk about limited card pack version Dos. This has listings again. It is at $20. Now, it was at $24, and if you look at the sales data here, people were going expensive on it. Then people listed a few cheap ones, and now they're back to being expensive. People are biting the bullet at $20 on this card. So I'm not going to be surprised if these continue to sell and this card continues to go up in price. It is hyped for the future. Similarly, Raremon is also hyped for the future. About Raremon, there were some cheaper listings and those went immediately. But people are indeed buying at the $30 price point. They are doing it. You see, if the community actually thought that this card was bad and that that price was unreasonable, nobody would be buying at this price. And you've seen it before. You've seen it where a price goes up and no one touches it. No one touches it. But people are touching Raremon. They're touching Raremon. They're touching it. And they're obtaining it. They're spending $120 on a playset of this. USD. They are doing that. Because people see the value in this card. And they know how hard it is to get. Because it's a limited pack version too. So yeah, this card is in a bubble right now for sure. It might go down in price a little bit later. But when the community is so willingly giving $30 a copy to it, it will take some time and effort to get the card lower in price. Seadramon is down under $13. That doesn't surprise me too much. But again, cautionary tale, this card could explode anytime. Anything that turns any of your guys into a Bushy Agumon for game is always good in my books. Zubamon promo is around the same price as always. The Ragnarlordmon hype caused it to hit new highs of $20, but we're cooling off again a little bit. And, a few listings before it's $20 again. Then with Edamon, Edamon 15 for a near mint, 10 for a light play. It's in a bubble. It will go down. People are not biting the bullet on this card. The last sales were the 5th. People aren't really biting it. Some crazy people, a couple crazy people were buying it. But now not so much. This card will go down in price. The demand isn't there for it. Promo Wormmon. I mentioned this a little bit ago, but I keep getting asked about this card. This card is BT16 hype. That's why this card is so expensive right now. But as you can see, no one's bought any since the 4th. It's been a few days. No one is giving into these prices. So the price will come down for sure. And Patamon. This is a card people are buying because people know what the worth is on this card. Did you know that a lot of Japanese deck lists, when the Rapidmon structure deck came out, which by the way is a month away for us, they were playing this card because this card digs in your security and it adds your Rapidmons to your hand, your Magnamons to your hand, and your Mega Gargomon Ace to your hand. It just adds it all to your hand. And that's a great thing. Patamon can do that, and people are buying into it. People are actually buying up Patamons. Now, there's not that many left before it turns into $15, and then it goes crazy from there. So be very careful. This card won't see play right when BT15 comes out. But come starter decks, don't be surprised if there's a little bit of a hype behind this card and people are trying to grab it up because they want to play with their starter decks even before BT16 comes out. Because Yellow Vaccine with the Rapidmon toolbox is a super viable strategy into BT15 post-ban list. We don't even need the BT16 cards yet to really play with them properly. So it's pretty cool. The BT16 cards are just gravy. Third anniversary pack cards. Saber Dramon's bounced back up to about $13, $14. The community said, yeah, 10 was too low. That was a steal. And they grabbed up all the cheap ones. And they even hit as high as $15 again, as you can see here. But now it's kind of rebounding at the 13, is stabilizing. Do not forget that this is the chase card of the third anniversary pack, which we'll be giving out at locals, unlike limited card pack version DOS. So there'll be more than enough of these floating around eventually. I would stay away from it for now if you don't really need it. Morphomon, $8, going down. The hype is kind of cooling off on this card. BT17 is the next confirmed wave of Eosmon support, and it'll be a while before we get that Eosmon support. But when you start seeing BT17 reveals happen, know that Eosmon could be revealed at any day at that point, and it could cause a card like this to explode in price. Things like this, or like Max Rorty, Manoa, Bellucci's, like things like that could go up in price. So monitor it very carefully, of course. Then we have Rust Tyrannomon Ace. This card, as you may or may not know, is being reprinted in the next regional pack. It means that this will have a participation stamp on it, which means everyone will be able to have access to this card if they want it. This card will tank. You should sell them now while you can. Especially because no one's actually playing Rust Tyrannomon. Like who's playing this card? Like, for real. Then we have Nightmon at $6. There is no real demand for this card right now. Nightmon is a niche tech choice that may or may not come up in your life at some point. $6, maybe you grab a couple, see what happens with it. I don't know. Mastermon Lottery card. So, it's been a while since there's been a sale of the Mastermon Lottery card. Prices hit this high and people were like, wham bam, no thank you ma'am. And now we have someone coming in at the $244 price point trying to sell it. Because it's sold at that point last. Will another one sell for $244.99? And can you use this as a buffer to try to sell yours off TCG Player? Like maybe Facebook for 10% off or whatever? Yeah, probably you can do that. So maybe you can sell your Mastermons now, and it's a while before we get EX6. Let's be real. The EX6 hype spike is over. I think there's only a couple cards left to be revealed, and they don't really I guess one of them is Lucemon Final Form mode or whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. But it's not going to really directly help Mastermon anymore. So I'd probably get rid of it while the price is high and go from there. Ruin mode. Did you know that they're the same price? The regular and the alt-art. Why would you not use this opportunity to grab the alt-art at a good price before it goes back up? Because it's $80 again before you know it. Maybe get a steal or two if you can. And then this one here, obviously, is going through the motions. People, I don't know how that happened. That's crazy. Someone actually listed them for that's wild. Anyway, yeah, that's nice. But this card's almost gone, too. But a lot more resistance before 80. So keep that in mind. It'll probably go down in price. Unless some crazy person goes and buys them out. Patamon at 30, going down in price. I want you guys to take this seriously. I think if Patamon keeps falling, you add some to your portfolio. And you wait. And you wait. Because we've seen how powerful rookies do alternate arts in the game of Digimon. We've seen cards like Agumon X hit $60+. We've seen the freaking BT14 Agumon hit $45. We've seen this shit. We know how it goes with these rookies sometimes. A little bit of hype, a little bit of wham bam, and then it's expensive again. Under $30 for this card is a steal in my opinion. And you should take advantage of that. Next up, Late Everyone Alternate Art had a buyout. Sell them if you got them. You can sell one for $420.69, or if you're going modest, $200. Sounds like a deal. Someone will grab these up really quickly, I'm sure. Unless people list them on the market to destroy the value. Keep an eye on it, see what happens. But if you have some to sell, it's a good time to do it. We have here Black Autumn pre-release stamp going through a buyout. Same thing. good time to sell if you have. Lugarmon BT14 pre-release stamped. It is technically going down in price. What I want you guys to consider about this card is that Lugamon is not going away anytime soon. BT15 gets support, BT16 gets support, and Lugarmon is just a removal card. For a level 6 or lower Digimon, it is just removal that draws you cards for 7 cost. It's a really good card in the Lugamon deck. This card ain't going nowhere. So I think getting this card at a low price is a good opportunity. I think so. Especially if you want to be a Lugarmon max rarity main. The time is right around now to grab them up. Heavy Leomon Copium is still going. Don't buy it. It's stupid. Okay. Akiho Rindo. As you guys know, we are getting some bird support now, and we're also getting some more in BT16. Now, I'm not a bird veteran. I'm not a bird keeper like in the Pokemon games. I don't own a birdhouse. I don't feed the birds at the park. My parents owned a couple cockatiels back in the day, but that is my exposure when it comes to birds. I am not a bird believer. I think the bird cards, honestly, are a tier above garbage. Wherever you want to stick that is fine. It doesn't have the right cards. Even BT16 doesn't have the right cards. But if you are a bird believer, you might want to grab your cards because inevitably the market will probably turn into bird believers at some point, and then you can make some money on them. I don't believe in it, so I'm not touching these bird cards unless they're in a collection or something I'm picking up, then I might as well just grab them. But I'm not going out of my way to grab these cards. We have Palmon BT14 going through buyout status. This is just because of the support, the future, blah, blah, blah. You know. Grab them or sell them. Get rid of the cheap ones. Sell for expensive. You know how it goes. You know how to do that by now. And finally, Monzemon. Do not be fooled by the $7 damage. It's still a $10 rare. It still is. And let me tell you something. As long as people don't want to crack open RB1, the supply will not really increase, and this card will continue to be expensive. And I'm going to leave you on today's Market Watch with that wonderful note. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you later. Bye!